Mama na say ma PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo
so ko di MP e wo infa e wo Adenta ohun Adenta fo nya so mo jimi and the majority of the youth in Adenta no they are struggling and they are talking about say you are not creating jobs, you people are stealing. Yehu sika MP bako minister bako over $10 million good them physical cash. Aketesi o wesi so a ombo bra aketesi ono se ne kunu eye makmenu papa into our NPP mu. This is the same lady a okachire Ghana for 2020 ye born nipa wotwetuo e was the Chiman South Ghana for including NDC for nyina se omukọ demonstration akọ isi oka se police for no Ghana for tuo ensa fire service for enhwe so hyengu om so na hwene ai se cheche kule akonwa oteso and wabo belt se de otwi eye Namibia Airlines Abetina Metro TV say ono no tax no yenje na mebekire ne nsema oka emu muntie sankwasiafo nya person ko parliament upon all the hustle people are going through, upon the hardship NPP added to Ghana for so no young ladies like this omunye adwuma papa bia o mabrabom from jantra to politics, so they think they are smart. Mumientie no
buyout or bonus or money they make. So you see that consistently the companies make money. Every now and then there's a huge crash. When I say a crash, where multiple people earn and they earn in huge amounts and literally wipe out the stakes that were placed into it. But it comes down to the fact that how do we decide to just look on for these monies to keep growing and not tax? It's no different from, like I said, you watching.
But it starts from a party's position. That's why I first asked.
The party's position is I mean, government is
as NPP, do we support betting?
I do not.
So it's twofold
I do not
in
think
this issue.
Even with the amendment of this tax, it's clear that the party's position is that government needs revenue, and revenue will come from certain sources that we need to streamline.
So government supports the fact that young men,
you can take individually people's views,
can be betting. Government is not bothered about the moral angle of it. It's fine if you want to bet, go and bet. But
the moral conversation is not something that government is too big to go into a moral conversation. Because betting has existed for years. The only difference now is paying attention to the fact that in some countries revenue is mobilized greatly from betting. Sami JV himself made the argument that if we have to bet, then we need to ensure that revenues from betting goes into sports management and whatnot.
Sami's position, and
we can also make.
I think Akosua is making on Sami's position. He said in UK, taxes are being laid on the companies to go into sports infrastructure, not on the winners. So please, let's
people.
Yeah, not on the
Bottom line, he was not against the taxing of companies.
Let's not
go back and forth on
No. So don't quote him wrongly.
To clarify what
he's done that
about betting.
No, you are quoting him wrongly.
I'm not quoting. You yourself is even confused as to whether we should quote or not. You don't know the taxes, but you think young people should be given monies to start farms. And she's telling you that even when they put 1,000 into the betting, they make more than 10,000.
Who said that? Anyway, the person is confused and doesn't know what. Please, Akosua, make your statement. You are being asked whether your party wants.
You were
in support of betting and taxing.
You took it back to taxes. You are confused about what you even believe.
What is your government's position on it? You haven't answered that question.
Is what I'm answering.
That your party is in support.
And it's not an introduction of a tax.
So go ahead with your submission.
Yes,
don't bring me. If you bring me in, I'll come in. And Sami did not say that, please.
Let's not be confused.
If you bring me in, I will come in.
25 minutes that you are clueless about taxes. You are clueless about why government is taxing. You are clueless about the taxing business. Then you come to a bit of 2,700 Ghana cedis.
Correct your guess. No, correct your guess.
I'm saying that she said she had no idea about it. She doesn't know why.
About what? She didn't say that. She said
you are lying.
She said I'm sorry. Let me do that.
No, she said correct your guess.
She said she's not sure how the whole activity of the betting works. She was talking about the technicalities of the betting. I even said I also don't know how, but I know at least there are some things to hear, like you're saying.
So she's
not
about that.
Referring to the previous gaming and
like her party's position is still
the arrogance with these kids. The arrogance. O person ko MP Adenta o see ni hwenu bono. Anentra kwasi ampe bi to parliament na omo man sika DT wabetina TV so wabo belt say Namibia airline air hostess was a waitress. The question is simple. You are quoting somebody and it is wrong. And she sitting there as an NDC communicator now, she's just telling you this is not what Sami Jemfi said. Oh chatro, just rephrase it or apologize. I hand time. Omu pejo ma beti. Hene shoba hene as I be a VIP inside na brown once in a you are making a submission. It didn't make any sense. They're asking you a question. You are quoting somebody and you are misquoting the person. And this is what the NPP has done till today. They take these riffraffs and they make them go wear some Vietnam boutique dresses. No Vietnam TV so. Mame for no sebio omo me communicate this Francis Momo Jimmy and Korano so sa. You are misquoting people. The host there corrected you that this is not what she meant too. You are still sitting there, arrogance, because Nigerian say, "Kwasi ebi beku nipa manako win adenta seat." Peje omabeti, peje omabeti. Excuse me. Peje omabeti. Just say yenchira omwadie. Wo ubu some bibi omunim and some peje omabeti. Sha attitude be odetiwo. You are saying say omubusa say taxes na ere beto Ghana for so adenta young men amun create adwuma mo no the taxes no do you want it to hurt the people? What is the stance of your government? Is your government stance and say we should keep on making the guys go into betting, or your government has another stance? Just explain it. Now the Emami D host in who you want to say when you watch the full interview, at a point she was reading some nonsense on her phone that when you go to Vietnam, when you go to this country, and the host asked her, where is this research from? She said, later I'll find it for you. That is what you don't have to do as a host. You are on a platform, it's a morning show, somebody comes to sit on your TV holding her phone and saying, I'm reading this, it's a research. She needs to quote where she is reading that nonsense from. You people give them that room. NDC phone kinkai. Give me the source. And I want to the host in Hoyao because I'm met now some of this and Kwasia Semana. No more chance, no more court. Now Kwasia to Wako Jina Parliament. Way up a so called Adenta because Omo Dinken you come in back way through. Amope another useless person. The same way I'm the Kwabre for. Into omudio mani ateta hu say na sabo abia samwano e kowinseni ena ofri adenta sesi ayempe eyemak menuba ne enkobo nipa tuo ne emfa ne mesho TV so arrogance bronwase wa ban no entumi enye de omoye no wa ban no e the taxes ato Ghana youth so na wo enye politics na enye tan na nka wo omo dina adenta area university 6 years 7 years omo nyadwuma ka cha omo. What have you learned? Ejuma wa ya brabo mu say ukuta Rebecca handbag. That was your job. Rebecca handbag na nekutawo una na kuta Rebecca handbag and the yenja na kwetena parliament never decide we the intelligent ones. This is the same arrogant girl 2020 yeku nipa wie ya enkofo ekwe demonstration wo easier oka say soldier for no ni police for no mbo mutu no mohwe nso hyengu omo so shoba hwenu mutokru I said Don Patro arrogance pejo mabeti omumnimhwe. Now listen to this ignorant leaf again.
Tax the companies than tax
so that if you even need more money, increase the taxes.
But if we are
for the
to agree that your winnings are revenue and somebody says soft work, after putting the money in, you don't really engage heavily in the outcomes. Sports, you're not on the pitch playing or whatever. Once you make the income, if we're going to consider as your mainstay, then clearly it needs to be taxed.
But if you want to also consider the sentiments of these persons that are struggling today in our current situation, you have somebody who can bet, as was cited on Good Afternoon Ghana last week, you can bet, say, 300 cedis, you win nothing. You bet the next 300 cedis, you win nothing. You bet another 300 cedis, you win nothing. And then maybe your next bet, 300 cedis, you win, say, 600 cedis. In all, you have bet about 900 cedis and making nothing.
That's why.
But your next 300, you made about 600 cedis from it. Have you gained or have you lost?
Unless you want to make the argument that government has to ensure that once somebody loses a stake, then they have to be compensated. It's a game of chance, one.
Yeah.
Two, we all agree that it is resource sapping. It stifles creativity. It makes people lazy and it's highly addictive. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 1 gambling is not something that we should wash away, but unfortunately, it exists in all forms. For instance, you hear a company, and they are also fall into the tax bracket. If you hear a company doing promotions on sales, it's going to be taxed too. So it's not that you have the luxury of saying that, oh, the poor person who has put in 300 cedis multiple times. For all you know, it was their, what do you call it, allowance for the month. Guess what? Some students even use, and I don't even know why parents do this, if you want to pay your ward school fees, pay directly to the bank or whichever means, give them the receipt and say, I paid your school fees.
These are the people who want to go to parliament. In some cannot say, Saga we, onye jume biada o. Or say, omo aye taxi omo a bet no, or say taxi omo because they are in soft work. What is soft work I say? Or say what to them and I walk out to bet. Or say taxi. Inti ono idea and say oh bet here it is not hard work. Unye jume biya. And the gentle form in the circle there, it is your job your tax because having sex is hard work. This is the where we no mobedi muzuro or say obi air to better air check it teams or pair any idea it is soft work or tell them that's how she defines work. Say or person just say the moment unjina park so embobo ni bino sebio also unko batisa Lampard and I say also ni Lukaku head the ball no you are doing what we call soft work otifako and now they watam usika and now they are betty into one you have to be taxed and I make a chesa amukuya we say then omo jantre 224 more Ghana this year job tax because it is hard work sleeping with about 4 men a day being part of that action no then it means those people are supposed to be given tax exemption. Prostitutes in Ghana are supposed to be given tax exemption. Now she went ahead to say bet nanko for bet whether casino lazy work. Hey, these are the people who are communicating for the NPP. Way opeso ko jina Adenta. Adenta is one of the constituencies I who say Krachi for Mako school omwo. And so Jimmy, this lady is telling Ghanaians to say Akuffo Addo abai no ye taxi Ghana for more omo beti omo chaloto omo casino adentia omo ye lazy people. But this same government is taking millions from companies that are doing this business in Ghana. These people where mun Ghana say and they also call Adenta into Adenta for to man no kwetena parliament or the to kankan ka otena ho akobet be biti say sibia asla peje na biti no. Sometimes we want to give women opportunity, but these daft brains don't have to enter parliament. These milk brains are not supposed to enter parliament or kasas na adwini nyunu. You are telling the youth of Ghana say they are lazy all because they are betting. You are telling, and in her own submission, or see the bet, some man for dreams a youth in they are making a mistake. Or no go find research be by one source, or see the ages of 17 to 35. That means it could be more than that. So now you're sitting on TV, a young lady who wants to go to parliament and make laws, or see people who engage in this legal business. Remember, betting is legal. In Ghana, every company that has registered for people to bet through their platform has registered legally. They are paying taxes to the government. So when you sit there and tell the Ghanaians who are patronizing their services, betting is an individual decision. Betting is an individual decision. So because one band person the taxes bet to Ghana for something, Obia involved in that market is lazy. Is the biggest insult in the history of this country. So me Adenta ofu we me man in parliament. Meti Adenta na me a young man na me nye adwuma nyeye me we university for the past 7 years metifie me nursery yeltua meka national service na saa kola kitikiti we because of politics ne papa kronfo makmenu etu kwan ko Kenya o say yampam no ama because of politics we Rebecca Akuffo Addo bag no kutakuta o wabo belt say Namibia airline air hostess abetina TV so ebie ne hwini mu say Datsun car kan kwase asem. Say people who bet are lazy people. What kind of trash or the call? Are they NPP in power? Such arrogant girl, small girl. Me, I will not date such a thing. Me, everything. Why do I have to go before this? Because case in the huh? Yeah, but pointing those women are where go kissing, and these people carry themselves like bags of maize, sit on TV, Jimmy sir. Nobody's against taxing. Nobody is against the government taxing betting. The question here is, you have been taxing us for the past 7.5 years. The question here is, what did you do with the taxes? These are the questions people are revolting against the decision by this foolish government. The people you are comparing Ghana youth to, no, when they pay taxes, they see what they do with the taxes. Those people in those countries, they get tax returns. Those people, their government creates opportunity for them. So betting becomes something part of them. It could be a leisure, it could be a hobby, it could be something professional. You don't conform to America, they've not gone to any office before. They have their own office at home. They are betting agents. They make millions of dollars in a month because they are registered, and they look at horse racing, they look at baseball, they look at basketball, they pay, they do the connection. Whoever win, they sell it. This is job. With Jimmy, now, young girl like this, because of politics, Ghana say everybody is lazy. Now we Juma Ben why? We will see so. Juma Ben pa na why in 5 years. Akosua menu. We see so say abesiwa ye to pa de ma wo de bobe do this age. Ejuma ben pa na we kutemu 5 years akasema ye ejuma bobra guo unye bi da. O papa makmenin se wase e na de nechi ukutekuta Rebecca bag and o ka che Ghana fo nyina so mo ye lazy. You inti yemfa unko parliament.
To my best of knowledge, without any bias.